Hello guys, what is going on? This is Midnight Zero, and I've got a new type of video today. This is not a Let's Play. This is going to be a commentary for a Pokemon battle, and I don't know how well you guys know, but I love Pokemon. I love the games. I love collecting all the Pokemon, beating those gyms, collecting those badges, beating that Elite Four, but I also love the competitive side, so I like battling, in a different way, a way that you'll never actually really encounter in the game. And so, I've been into Wi-Fi battles and Pokemon Online, but a new website that I found is Pokemon Showdown, and I'm sure plenty of people have also heard of it, but it's great for online competitive battles. So, thought I'd show you guys a couple battles that I've had, and yeah, let's get going. So, in this first battle, I'm going to see here that my team, I got my Scizor, my Landorus, Therian, Hydreigon, my Terrakion, my Alakazam, and Ferrothorn, and when I look at his team, I'm seeing a couple Evolutions and a Ninjask. Ninjask is #1 indicator of Baton Pass, Baton Pass, Baton Pass. So, I know that he's probably going to lead off with that, use that Speed Boost ability, and go for some Protects and Subs. So, I think the best way to beat him would be with priority moves, so I'm going to lead off with my Scizor. So, when we start the battle, I'm going to lead off with my Hydreigon, actually, predicting that he might try to do something to counter my Scizor, but he ends up leading off with it, so I switch into my Scizor. He goes for the sub, nothing new there. I expect the Protect on this turn, so I go for the Swords Dance, but it turns out he goes for the Swords Dance, and so I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do here? Now I can go for the Bullet Punch, priority break that sub, and I don't know if he's going to go for another Swords Dance, but he ends up Baton Passing this turn, which is a little problematic. So he's in his Flareon. I'm thinking he's going to go for the Wild Charge to get that speed boost, and so I go for the Bullet Punch to try and take him out. But it doesn't kill, so he's going to go for the Flame Charge and kills me. But he has the Life Orb recoil, so he ends up killing himself, so there go all those boosts. Now I've got to come up with a new way to beat this Ninjask, and I don't have the priority moves. So I set up my Stealth Rocks because I don't want this Ninjask to constantly be a problem, so every time he comes in, he's going to lose half of his health to the Stealth Rocks. So he sets up a sub, and I go for the Thunder Wave. Bad move on my part, I should have seen the sub coming, so I'm going to have to switch out because my Ferrothorn can't do anything to this guy. So I go into my Super Stash, and I know I can break the sub with an Hidden Power Ice. And I also know that if he is switching into one of his attacking Pokemon, probably Salamence, it'll do a ton of damage. So he does switch into his Salamence, and I go for the HP Ice. That's going to break his sub, that's awesome, but I know that I'm going to need something to take the upcoming Outrage. So, BouncingBetty, Ferrothorn's the best bet, and that Outrage does a ton of damage. But, so I'm going to have to Protect, hopefully stall out this Outrage and wait for him to get confused. So I go for the first turn Protect, get a little HP back, and I'm like, but there's nothing else that can take it. So I go for the second Protect, and he gets his third turn of Outrage, and he's still not ended. So I'm thinking maybe I'll go for the Leech Seed or something, and he gets the fourth Outrage. He's still not confused. His Rampage is still going. So I send in my Terra Tiger, lower his attack. That's my Landorus Therian. And he gets the fifth turn Outrage. And he's finally confused. And now I'm thinking, uh-oh, this is bad. He's super fast and he could sweep my team. I'm hoping he's going to hit himself. And luckily he does. And that was way too close. So I send in my Super Stash, but he sends in Blissey. And that's a super special tank, so I'm just going to switch in my Rocky, because, he'd be throwing those fists. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And, so he goes for the T-Wave, paralyzes me, not that big of a deal. I get the close combat, boom, 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 bam, take down that Blissey. And, he sends in his Ninjask. See how much Stealth Rock damage that did? That's why I want Stealth Rock. Great move. But, he goes for the Protect. I'm going to go for the close combat, thinking, power. I just want to get rid of this thing, because this is going to continuously be a problem. And he sets up the sub, and I go for the close combat. It does not break the sub. So I know that I'm going to have to go for the Stone Edge, and I'm surprised. I should have gone for the Stone Edge before. Stab, super effective, much better idea. So it's alright though. But I go for the close combat here, just to break the sub, just in case he switches also into his Metagross. And now I'm predicting another sub. And so I'm going to go for Protect. So I go for the Stone Edge, and he sees that I have the Stone Edge now, that I'm not choiced. So I'm thinking he's going to switch into his Metagross, because that resists the Stone Edge well. But I know that he's going to switch, and just to be safe, I go for the Earthquake, because that's super effective against both Pokemon. So bam! Metagross gets hit pretty hard by that Earthquake. I know I can't survive, and I know I'm paralyzed, so I'm not going to outspeed. So I just let my Rocky go down. Sadly. But I know I can switch in with my Swiffer, my Hydreigon, because he sweeps. And so I outspeed. A 2.5 times speed Metagross is still slower than a 1.5 times speed Hydreigon. So that just goes to show you. But Dark Pulse is super effective, and his Ninjask is dead anyway, so he sends that in. He sends in his Jolteon, sets up a sub, and I send in my Super Stash because I don't want that double special attack drop on my Hydreigon. I just go for the safe Psychic to break the sub. It turns out he gets a critical hit on the Thunderfang, and that did matter because I would have lived another one. But in the end, it's not going to make that much of a difference because I can go for the Dark Pulse, and I know from that HP that I can take him down. So that is the game. And yeah, that was a good game. That was a good game. I enjoyed that. There are a lot of people on Pokemon Showdown that are just instant forfeits, and this was a quality guy. I don't know if he has a YouTube or not, but oh well. Let's get to the second battle. So, right off the bat, I see that he's got a Landorus, a Scizor, Rotom Wash, Celebi, Mienshao, and Exatu. And I'm expecting possibly the Mienshao, possibly the Exatu because of Exatu's magic bounce ability. So it's good against normal like leads that set up spikes and other hazards. So I send in Swiffer because I know that I'll probably outspeed, and in the worst case he sends out Mienshao and his Choice Scarf, I can switch. So I send out my Swiffer, and he turns out he sends in his Exatu, and not exactly what he's going to do, so I go for the safe Draco Meteor, hit whatever he decides to leave in hard, and he's got just a sliver of health left, and I fall for the bait, and I go for another one, and he sends in Scizor, which is a good move on his part, resists it. He's going to force the switch because of the superpower. So I send in my own Scizor. Even though it's super effective, I know I can take one from previous battles, and now he's going to be forced to switch out. So I'm going to get a free Swords Dance, and his Reflect should be going down soon. And priority Bullet Punch, take out the Exatu. He probably wanted to set up the Reflect again. He probably should have waited, because now it's gone, and it's never coming back. So he sends the Mienshao. I'm afraid this thing is scarfed with High Jump Kick or U-Turn and Fake Out. So I switch out into my Terra Tiger because that takes him all well. He goes for the Fake Out, which is surprising. But I still don't know if he's scarfed or not because he switches out. I go for the safe U-Turn because I want the priority, or I want the switch advantage. Send in my Super Stash because I know he's got the Energy Ball. Hit that Rotom hard, but not hard enough. I get the special defense drop, but that doesn't really matter. He goes for the Volt Switch, gets a crit. In the end, I don't think it's going to play a big role. I don't know why my Super Stash gets critical hits so much, but I know he's going to go for the Fake Out, or if he's scarfed, he's going to outspeed, so I'm going to go with my Terra Tiger again. He goes for the Fake Out as expected. That's not going to do much at all. So I'm going to go for the U-Turn, get the advantage on the switch, expecting him to switch, but he doesn't. So this could be bad territory, but I switch in my Scizor, and he goes for the U-Turn. That lets me know he is not choiced, so I know that I can outspeed. So that works well, and I know he can go for this superpower with the Scizor, so I'm going to switch into my Terra Tiger again, lower that attack with the Intimidate. Works perfectly. Now he's going to be forced to switch, and I'm thinking, you know, what should I go for? I go for the superpower, and he stays in, probably expecting me to overpredict, and bye-bye Scizor. That's so nice. But I know I outspeed, but I have these drops, and I don't want to take that, so I decide to sack my Super Stash, and he has the Life Orb. I should have noticed that earlier now that I think about it, but that's alright. I know I outspeed with my Swiffer, so I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor, take that Mienshao out. That's nice, no more Fake Outs and free damage essentially for him. He sends out the Landorus, and I'm going to switch in my own Landorus Therian, expecting a superpower, but it's been a while since I've used the Landorus, and Landorus is a special attacker. I should have known because common to carry HP Ice, but so I switch in my Swiffer knowing I can outspeed, and it misses with the Draco Meteor, but his hidden power Ice does like close to a third, so I know I can live another one, and I'm going to go for that Draco Meteor again. He's got to sack his Rotom, because he's going to force the switch on me. And I don't know why he didn't go for the superpower here, or not the superpower, the Earthquake maybe, or Earth Power. Probably he just went for the safe switch, or the safe HP Ice on my Hydreigon, but I can switch in my BouncingBetty Ferrothorn, who can wall this guy, and I predict the switch, so I go for the T-Wave, hopefully to cripple this Celebi so I can get the so I can outspeed it with most of my Pokemon. And I forgot, Celebes carry HP Fire, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. I don't really need my Ferrothorn anymore. I know I outspeed, and I'm just going to go for the safe Draco Meteor again. No, I'm going to hit something hard, and boom, Landorus is down. That means my Swiffer is safe, and he's going to force the switch, obviously. And I'm going to bring in my my Scizor, because he predicts well and goes for the HP Fire. I know that I won't really need my Scizor anymore. And I can go for the Swiffer, and Dark Pulse is going to be super effective. And that is the end of the game. Now, this guy was actually pretty mad. He's like, nice job spamming Draco Meteor. Well, you know, it's a Choice Scarf, Hydreigon, it's a beast. And, yeah, get mad. Swiffer, he's sweeping. But anyways, so, look forward to more of these battles. They're plenty of fun to do, and I don't know, I enjoy Pokemon Online, and Pokemon Showdown. So if you guys want to challenge me, feel free to message me, and I'll hit you up, make a team, let me know the tier. I like all the different tiers. It's a lot of fun, and I'll be doing plenty more of these. So I will see you guys in some future Pokemon videos, but until then, this has been Midnite Zero. Peace.